What's up everybody, Landon with LMR.com. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the very easy steps on how to perform a clean water flush to your first generation 1993 to 1995 SVT Lightning. A complete coolant flush is typically only needed after several thousand miles, and it's usually often forgot about because of the fact you don't have to religiously do it. It turns out this process is very easy to do and only requires a few supplies to get the job done. Those supplies include several buckets or drain pans, a source of free-flowing water, a long water hose for the supply of water, a short water hose to act as a drain, 2 scrap pieces of 5/8 hose that are at least a foot long, a smaller hose to attach to the drain nipple on the radiator, a 5/8 barbed fitting with male garden hose adapter, a 5/8 barbed fitting with a female garden hose adapter, several rags and towels, assortment of hand tools, and of course, some fresh coolant. Now, full disclosure here, guys, be ready to wipe up some coolant. After all, this process can and will be fairly messy. If this is your first time to ever do something like this, allow yourself a few hours to get it done. A clean water flush of the entire cooling system is good to do whenever your owner's manual instructs you to do so. It's also very important that you do this before you replace or upgrade the radiator or heater core in your Lightning. To begin, support the entire truck via a lift or just the front with jack stands. Open the radiator cap to vent the system. Position a drain pan underneath the drain plug. Attach the appropriate size hose over the drain nipple. Open the drain plug and allow the coolant to begin draining. Leave the drain plug open during the flushing process. Locate the heater return hose. This is the hose just above the alternator. Squeeze the clamp and move it. Slide the hose off of the tube. Take a piece of scrap hose and slide it over the tube. Insert the 5/8 barbed fitting with the female garden hose connection. Connect the garden hose coming from the hose bib. Take the 5/8 barbed fitting with male garden hose thread and install it into the heater return hose. Screw on a short garden hose to the fitting and ensure that it's tight. Reposition the clamp if you'd like, but since the water won't be wide open, be sure to reinstall the radiator cap. The system won't be under much pressure. Place the short garden hose into another bucket. Turn the water on, but do not run it wide open. You want to first verify that nothing in the cooling system is clogged or stopped up. If you notice the inconsistent flow of water coming from our drain hose, there is an apparent blockage somewhere. If this happens, turn off the water. If it doesn't, disregard the next few steps. A common problem on these trucks is a stopped up heater core, so we're going to bypass it. Have some rags ready so you don't get coolant all over the engine. Move the hose clamp back on the heater return hose and then remove the fitting while it's still connected to the short garden hose. Locate the heater supply hose. This is the hose that is connected to the tube coming from the intake manifold. Slide the other piece of scrap 5/8 hose over this tube. Insert the barbed fitting into the scrap hose. The heater core is now bypassed and you can resume the full system flush. Turn the water back on. Remember, don't have to have the water full blast. Check out the consistent flow of water. Also, notice how murky the water is. With the water running and the drain plug open, start the truck and allow it to get to operating temperature. Let the truck run until the water is clear. Of course, be mindful of how full your buckets or drain pans are getting, and of course keep an eye on the temperature gauge just in case. Once the water is clear, turn the truck off, followed by the water. Allow all of the water in the radiator to drain out. Once it slows to a drip, remove the hose and close the drain plug. Wipe up any mess. Remove the water supply hose and the drain hose from the truck. Leave the heater core bypassed if yours was stopped up. Loop your scrap hose and connect the tubes together. Of course, reposition the clamps. If your heater core wasn't backed up, reconnect the heater hoses to their respective tubes. Now we're going to flush the overflow tank. Remove the overflow hose from the nipple on the radiator. Loosen and remove the retaining hardware. Bring the tank up and then disconnect the electrical connection for the windshield washer fluid. Remove the hose and then cap the nipple. Little windshield washer fluid runs out. It's okay, it isn't the end of the world. Drain the fluids from the tank. Thoroughly clean the coolant reservoir with an all-purpose cleaner degreaser and then rinse. You may have to repeat this a few times in order to completely break down any stuck-on gunk. Once clean, reposition the overflow tank and reconnect all of the hoses and electrical connection. Reinstall the retaining hardware. Fill the overflow tank with fresh coolant to the indicated fill line. Also, go ahead and top off the windshield washer reservoir. At this time, you can either install a new radiator or fill the one that's in the truck with fresh coolant. If you buy concentrate, always dilute with distilled water. Clean up your mess and be sure to properly dispose of the old coolant. After that, you're good to go. To see more how-to and review videos covering industry-leading products, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and don't forget to turn on notifications. While you're at it, check out our other videos, and don't forget to shop LMR.com for all things 1979 to present Mustang and SVT Light.